Pop quiz. What's better than Easter candy? Answer, nothing. And that wonderful bag of goods was brought to me kindly by my mother. Hi, Mom. Who was just here to visit. Actually, like, a chunk of my family came to visit me just a few days ago, and they stayed for a couple days, and then my mom decided that she wanted to stay a little bit longer because she likes me better than the rest of my siblings. She always ends up picking a hotel around the area, which is great for me, because then I'm like, Mom, can I stay with you at your hotel? Because she usually has an extra bed, and she's always like, why? You have your own bed. Because mother-daughter time, mother-daughter bonding experience. And unlimited hot water, and a really large bed. Oh yeah, and somebody stops by in the middle of the day to clean your stuff. Weirdly enough, after I moved out of the house I grew up in, the cleaning fairies stopped coming. I've been trying to make calls about that, but after the 67th time the FBI told me to stop. But in a hotel room it's like, oops. And in the middle of the day someone just comes in. And you come back and everything's beautiful. And I don't know, it's something about, you know, being in a hotel room as opposed to your own room. I feel kind of like a princess. Anyway, I would like to share with you an experience. So a few months ago my mom came to visit and she and I were just hanging out, having a good time, and she just showered me with compliments on how I'm her favorite offspring, and I was like, yeah, I know, Mom. And I asked her, hey, Mom, is it okay if I stay in the hotel room with you instead of my apartment? Yeah, I guess. Hotel room. So I pack a little overnighter and I head to the hotel room. And we have another good time, we rent some movies, you know, order room service, I don't know, just do general mother-daughter favorite offspring bonding time. And then comes time for me to bathe myself. I go to take a shower. At first glance, this shower looks kinda complicated. It's got at least like 6 to 8 knobs. And I look over on the counter and there's a little plaque of instructions on how to turn on the shower. Let me start by saying this, if you need an instruction plaque to let you know how to turn on a shower, then your shower is way too hard to use. And I look at it and I'm like, I don't need no shower manual. I know how to use a shower. I've been showering since I was like at least 18. That was a joke. 19. So I ignore the thing, and I hop in the shower, and I stare at the knobs. I grab the biggest knob, because that's usually the thing that powers the water, and I turn it to the right. All the way to the right. And I look up at the large shower head, you know, like the central one way up there, totally ignoring the fact that there are 4 little spouts in the wall. I didn't know what they were. I thought they were buttons. So I'm looking up at the overhead shower head, and I'm thinking, where's the water? And not a millisecond later, boiling hot, skin-searing lava from the depths of heck spray me full force from the front wall. Not up there where water should come down from, right in front of me. I guess this wouldn't be much of a problem if I weren't that short. I know it's hard to tell because I'm sitting down, but I am roughly 5'1", 5'2". And so just lava in my neck and all around this area and like my face. And it was, oh man, it hurt so bad. So I hop back as to avoid, you know, 3rd degree burn, and I jump out of the shower, and I'm screaming and yelling and just like trying to cool down. Meanwhile, my mom's like, what's the matter? Tell you what the matter is, I'm friggin' Katniss Everdeen in a capital shower. The first thing that goes through my head, other than ouch, is I am Katniss Everdeen. Which I think really says something about me. Or says something about the shrink I should have. I hop out of the shower and I'm just like working knobs and buttons and things, and I was far too prideful to ask my mother for help. And the room's all steaming up and I can't breathe and it is just so hot and it's just spraying at the other wall full force because I can't figure out how to get the water to come from the thing it's supposed to come from. It's just psh. Then I thought to myself, I'm pretty sure Katniss Everdeen didn't handle this in such an uncool way. I was fairly certain I was gonna die in that little bathroom. So finally, letting my pride crumble, I grabbed the instruction plaque and I nearly threw it against the wall. To activate normal shower head, pull ring under faucet. Pull what? And I go and I'm like, okay, and I'm trying to avoid the searing hot devil spit that's coming out of the wall, and I reach under and there's this like tiny ring thing under the faucet for the bathtub, and I pulled it just doop, and at last I see the light, and it's like the fog has lifted. That's actually pretty appropriate. The water just comes down in the normal spout, and I'm like, yay, I'm saved. Guys, this took me several minutes to figure out. I'm not gonna tell you how many minutes. I've never felt more ashamed in my existence, and I've done some pretty shameful things. So I bet you're thinking to yourself, well, that's a pretty pointless story. Well, yeah, 99.9% of my stories are pointless. But what we can take from this, kids, is for 1 second, 1 nanosecond, I was Katniss Everdeen. And that is the closest I am ever going to get to being Katniss Everdeen. And I feel like despite all the terrible stuff that was going down in that little bathroom, and the fact that I nearly died due to suffocation and a 3rd-degree burn given to me from magic spouts in the shower walls, I feel like it might have been worth it to be Katniss Everdeen for 0.5 seconds. Because for that 0.5 seconds, I was a victor. I had Peeta Mellark. I was, by extension, Jennifer Lawrence. Seeing my point? Seeing it? Seeing it? Just a little bit insane? Just a lot insane? So that's my experience I wanted to share with you guys today. And this has a fine conclusion. Just a few days ago, the hotel my mom stayed at was the hotel in which the I am Katniss Everdeen incident occurred. And of course, I asked my mom, as I normally do, can I stay in the hotel room with you? Ma'am, mammy, mother dearest? Yeah, sure, I don't care. Oh, by the way, Easter candy. Here you go. So nighttime comes and I go to take a shower. And I remember the Katniss Everdeen incident and I will never forget it. And here's the worst thing about this entire thing. I couldn't remember how to turn on the shower for the 2nd time. And I was like, okay, no. I'm not gonna look at the instruction plaque. I distinctly remember that it was something very simple. And I look at all the buttons and knobs and there's far too flippin' many for one shower I just don't understand. And I take the giant knob and I think maybe I just turn it to the right. And surprise, surprise, devil spit comes blasting this way. Second time! This time I was a little more wise. I hopped out and I said, nope, not doing this twice. Looked at the instruction thing, pulled down the ring, fixed all the stuff. And that's pretty much my life in a nutshell. Like, the fact that I did it twice, I'm ashamed. I'm angry with myself. But hey, at least I was not just Katniss Everdeen once. I was Katniss Everdeen twice. In retrospect, there are better characters to be. Ones that didn't go kind of berserk at the end of a series and didn't have loved ones explode and yeah. But I'll take what I can get, okay? That's it. That's it. That's my story. Go home. I have stuff to eat. Reese's!